Folks, I hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Nabeel Malik, and I'll start by talking about GBA and why we're all here today. I met Gerard about 6 years ago on a local meetup in DC, and we kind of hit it off. He told me his vision about GBA and what he was trying to do, and I was very new to blockchain technology and cryptocurrency in general. I've learned a lot from him. We do a meetup in DC monthly, even now. We run one every month. We try to do events. It's more of building a community and helping people realize what blockchain technology and cryptocurrency really and truly is. And that's what we enjoy doing. And my company, I run a private consulting firm where we help manage people's cryptocurrency portfolios. We also build mining rigs, and also my company is a certified instructor for GBA, teaching the certification program. And I've taught the class in about 2 different countries, 4 different states. I've seen some parts of the world where I would have never visited if it wasn't for GBA. It's a great organization to be a part of. I think they have over 40 different working groups in about 130 different countries right now and cities around the world. Get involved. And it will blow your mind what they're working on. Let's go ahead and start with, I'm gonna make my presentation very centric on cryptocurrency. I know everybody's talked about blockchain. I'm gonna keep it very centric to what Bitcoin is and what cryptocurrency is and how it's changing the world. There's a story that I like to tell. I read this in a book 5 years ago, which blew my mind. So there was an educational program, like a company that went into Afghanistan a few years ago and opened up a private women-only school because women in Afghanistan didn't have higher education. I'm talking about past the age of 14, 15, 16, that was easily accessible in some parts of Afghanistan. So what they did was they opened the school and they hired local teachers. They hired local teachers to teach the local students. The biggest problem they faced was they didn't know how to pay these teachers that were working for them. In Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, parts of Africa, banking is very, very difficult for women in general. Meaning if you're single, you have to have a bank account, I'm sorry, with your father's name on it. The problem that they faced was that their parents or their dad would take some of their money. They didn't have complete control over it. Or if you're married, the bank account has to be linked with your husband. You can't just go to a bank and open an account. I have a cousin in Pakistan right now. She went to the bank recently, wanted to open a bank account, and they asked her why. They asked for her dad's bank statements, her dad's business, a P&L, and a long list. It's very difficult. So what this educational school did was they looked into Bitcoin. So they had every one of their teachers open up a digital wallet on their smartphone and they started paying them in Bitcoin. And that's the impact, true impact of what Bitcoin has or could be in the world, where it's solving a real life problem and giving control back to people without restrictions of government, banks, states, cities, and people started getting paid. And they kept continuing that over and over again. And I just love sharing that story just because it shows a real life case on it. Okay, we're going to talk about fiat versus crypto. And I know you've heard this over and over again. Cryptocurrency, we're going to talk about Bitcoin because it's the driver. It has the greatest market cap in all the entire crypto world, and it drives the entire market. Bitcoin has a limited supply. It's always going to be deflationary. There will only ever be 18.5 or 6 million Bitcoin in the world. The math ends. The algorithm, you can't move on after that. Therefore, it's very different from any other monetary system. It's similar to gold in a sense where it's a limited supply, but compared to regular fiat currency like the US dollar, I mean, we've printed unlimited of it. There is no ceiling, right? You can never know how much it would be. That's why you have hyperinflation in countries like Venezuela, third world countries all the time. Another aspect of Bitcoin is mining. I've had a mining operation in Pennsylvania. I build mining rigs. Mining is just a CPU computer processing a bunch of algorithms trying to crack the next Bitcoin. And in modern mining society, your machine doesn't need to crack the next Bitcoin to make money. What you do is you join a pool with thousands of machines in it. Everybody has a consensus that it doesn't matter who cracks the next Bitcoin, we will all average it out per day. So per day, your machine could be making $10 a day, and you may never crack the next Bitcoin, but you're in a pool and there's a consensus that everybody's contributing to the hash rate. Bitcoin offers a sweeping vista of opportunity to reimagine how the financial system could work and in the internet era. It's a catalyst to reshape the systems in the ways that are more powerful for individuals and businesses. And it truly is, right? I give this at every one of my meetups, I give an example. You and your buddy had dinner last night, and your buddy's in Dubai today. It's 3 in the morning or in the afternoon. You need to send him $50 for dinner last night. There is no other better way in the world besides sending crypto. It'll get to him within a few minutes. He'll have it in his wallet. You don't need a government's permission. You don't need to go to a bank. You don't need to pay a wire fee. It is a solution of transferring funds from one place to another using internet. We'll go over how Bitcoin works, right? So Bitcoin is just mineable through machines and processing, and once every blockchain is confirmed, it releases the next Bitcoin in the market. On other side, every transaction, when you do peer-to-peer, you can send Bitcoin to anybody else, but there's 7 or 8 nodes that will confirm the transaction and verify that it's a real Bitcoin on the blockchain. Okay, what I truly want to talk about today is adoption. What's happening this year with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? I'm going to take this off. What's happening this year, I think this is the first year where mainstream adoption is happening. Not by individuals itself, but Jordan, do you have a mic I can use? Thank you. I like to... Hello? Oh. I like to walk around when I talk. When I talk about adoption, mass adoption is happening this year. You have things that are occurring in the market right now that have never happened before. In the last bull run, I look at the cryptocurrency market every 4 years. I look at it from a macro perspective. Bitcoin does a halving where the mining rewards are cut in half every 4 years. And the first 2 years are the bull market. The last 2 years are usually a bear market. This year itself, you have a lot of mass adoption by institutions. Just to name a few, Tesla accepts Bitcoin, and they're heavily invested in Bitcoin. They have Bitcoin on their balance sheet from a corporate level, and Elon has it on his personal investment side as well. To name a few others, Fidelity Investments, one of the oldest funds in the world, is invested in Bitcoin as well. You have Mass Mutual, 100-year-old insurance company that has said they're invested in Bitcoin, and they're finding solutions for clients to buy Bitcoin through their infrastructure. You have companies like JP Morgan and banks, which a year ago used to make fun of Bitcoin, used to say it's a bubble and it'll, drain your money and it's going to go to zero. This year, they're launching a program where their high net worth individuals over $1 million can invest in Bitcoin, and they're heavily invested in Grayscale Fund, which owns Bitcoin and it's traded on the stock exchange. Then you have private company solutions, right? And I think that's where the impact comes hard and swift. PayPal, from one app, from a button, you can buy Bitcoin. My dad right now could buy Bitcoin through his PayPal app. and it's easy. You can't take it off currently you can't take it off PayPal's app, but you can purchase it and sell it anytime you want. I mean, there's a contradiction by really, I guess, professionals that it's not real, but for anybody that owns it, I've never heard anybody losing Bitcoin on PayPal. It's not that they're offering it, it's the transition to get people onto Bitcoin, which has become easier. And I was at 2021 Bitcoin in Miami. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, is a believer. What he's doing is anybody that has a Twitter account will have a digital wallet by default. So the ramp onto the digital market is becoming easier and easier day by day, with solutions being implemented by Fortune 500 companies on a constant basis, which makes it easier for people to jump on. I mean, another thing was Coinbase went public. The largest exchange in America right now is a publicly traded company, and they're doing very well. I think a lot of people have talked about ledgers and distributed blockchains and private. So there's a few major protocols, right? Major players in the market. Bitcoin's the biggest one. Market cap is close to $1 trillion. Ethereum's number 2. You have Ripple, you have Cardano, and the list goes on. There's over 1,500 cryptocurrencies in the world. And a lot of people ask me why there's so many. It's because every one of them is trying to create a solution for a problem that exists. For example, Bitcoin peer-to-peer transfer of funds. Ripple is huge into banking. They want to revolutionize international transfer of money. You have Cardano with smart contracts and trying to bank all of Africa. You have Chainlink, which is one of my favorite projects. They're all about DeFi, decentralized finance. And let's touch on that. There's some people here that are really into this industry for years, but then there's some people here that are coming to an event for the first time. DeFi, what does it truly mean? Decentralized finance means is if you own a Bitcoin, for example, and you don't want to sell it, you believe that in 5-10 years it's going to hit XYZ, you can give it to a company, your Bitcoin, and earn interest on it, 5-10% a year, right? Much more than any savings account in America. Another part of DeFi, which is huge, is called staking. You buy certain currencies, you can put it back into their network and earn a monthly, quarterly interest, just like dividends, but the difference is the numbers are significantly higher in crypto.
Nabeel, you can move around again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, to the projector? Not showing. Thank you. All right, we're going to talk about market cap. So this year, cryptocurrency market cap crossed the $1 trillion mark. What happens at $1 trillion is there's a lot of hedge funds, there's a lot of private offices, there's a lot of companies that won't touch an asset or invest in an asset under $1 trillion. Above $1 trillion, they believe that it cannot be easily manipulated, right? One whale can't go in and buy a lot of it, drag the market up or down. And you have a lot of hedge funds coming in, you have Wall Street's interest heavily being involved, right? The way Wall Street works with crypto is indirectly. Indirectly, companies own stocks of MicroStrategy, where MicroStrategy is significant. All their entire treasury and savings corporate account is all in Bitcoin. So you may not buy Bitcoin, but you'll buy MicroStrategy stock that represents Bitcoin. PayPal's the same way, right? PayPal stock, PayPal currently owns a lot of Bitcoin. Companies will buy PayPal stock. Grayscale Fund represents Bitcoin, and it's being traded right now on Wall Street as well. These are the few top cryptocurrencies. I took this shot yesterday. Bitcoin owns half the market. Then you have Ethereum that owns about 14-15% of the market. And let's talk about Ethereum, right? I think of Ethereum as the Amazon of the crypto world. They're an open source blockchain where you can use their blockchain to create your own token within a few minutes. They're big into DeFi. They're huge into NFTs. A lot of work is being done on Ethereum's platform. A lot of people don't like it, or you'll hear negative things along the lines of, their gas fees are very high. But there's no other project, I believe, in the market that has been proven the way Ethereum has been proven. In DeFi, in NFTs, all around blockchain, it's one of the most secure and used blockchains, just like Amazon servers are right now in the world. That's the current price, 42,000. We found a base around 40. In the last bull run, we jumped up to 20,000, fell all the way down to 3,000. And everybody tells me, right, Bitcoin is not a good investment because it's very volatile. And I agree. But every new innovation in history has been volatile. Amazon stock 1 year fell 83% from its value because the bubble burst of the .com, it fell, but then it came back. Any growing industry will be volatile until a certain point of time. This is the overall market. Bitcoin owns 50% of it. Ethereum's at about 13%, and then the rest of the cryptocurrencies are there as well. All right, we touched on market acceptance, right? And now it's happening day by day. There's more companies being involved. There's more companies accepting it. There's more companies trying to be a part of the entire crypto infrastructure. May that be from providing wallet service, Bitcoin itself, or investing in Bitcoin now, right? I think the whole perception of Bitcoin has truly shifted this year into being something positive, rather than, a year ago, it was truly negative. The banks hated it. The regulators hated it. Everybody thought it was a scam. But I think from this year forward, it's starting to pick up a lot of respect between a lot of, institutions around the world. And let's talk about crypto. Is it a bubble? I don't believe it is. I still believe that bear markets will come in crypto. I still believe Bitcoin can drop 75% in a bear market, growing, right? What I believe will happen is Bitcoin's going to touch 100, 150,000 in this bull run this year. There will be something big. I believe Amazon will accept it. If Amazon accepts it, by default, Walmart will accept it. The biggest competitor Amazon has right now is Walmart. Second, I think there'll be an ETF launched on the Wall Street if the SEC approves it. If any of those few things happen, Bitcoin's price is going to shoot up to 100, 150,000, and then it's going to fall back down, I believe, into the 20s and 30s. A bear market will come. It happens every 4 years. It's a cycle that Bitcoin goes through. But you understand the bases keep increasing, right? So in the next bear market, I don't think Bitcoin's going to hit 3,000. I think it'll hit 30,000, but it'll steadily keep increasing the bases on it. A lot of my friends and family got into Bitcoin at 60,000, right? And then it fell to 30,000 recently. And everybody lost their mind. And I said, you bought at the top of a bull cycle, right? You can't look at your buddy and your buddy tells you I made $3,000 last night and you jump in on the top of a bull cycle. Of course you're going to lose money. I look at everything very long term on a macro perspective. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, mentally keep it for at least a year to 5 years, right? It's not a short-term investment. Short-term will be volatile, but in the long run, it's going to steadily keep increasing. A fun fact, there's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world to have one. And let's touch on Cardano. I know Charles got upset yesterday because of my question, but Cardano's price a year ago was in the pennies, like 20 cents steady for a year. Recently, it's shot up to $2. You tell me which industry does a 20x within a year. That's true innovation, right? He's going around the world trying to change the world for good, right? You have smart contracts coming. He's trying to bank Africa. He has these digital wallet, endeavors going all over the world. He comes to small places with 30 people to speak at an event like this, and I admire him for that. He's truly trying to push the human race forward and change the entire financial structure of the world. And that takes time. It's volatile. Things will break. And that's part of any new technology, right? The internet, the bubble burst for the internet in 2000, right? A lot of people lost money. But we got over it, and there's no household, I think, in America right now that doesn't have internet. And the adoption curve for cryptocurrency, if you look at it and compare it to the internet, it's faster. And there's a reason for that. The reason is technology is available right now. Everybody has a smartphone. You can open up a digital wallet within 30 seconds with a smartphone. With internet, first of all, there weren't a lot of internet providers. Second, computers back then were $2,000, $3,000. Here we have everything available. Nobody's buying anything extra to be involved in cryptocurrency. And I think that's where the impact and the curve will be hard. I'll talk about what I believe, right? There's a few bullet points there, but I'll truly talk about what I believe. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, our financial systems will be reconfigured. The power will go back to the people. Governments will lose significant power over money, right? Money drives everything in this world. May it be countries, states, economies, people. It motivates and inspires people. And I think the banks will lose a lot of power in the next 5 to 10 years. I believe Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million in the next bull run. Not only will it hit $1 million, I believe there'll be more digital wallets than now. I think we'll do a 10x on the adoption from today. And I believe everybody younger than me, I'm 35, the next generation, Bitcoin is a part of their life. It's not something new they're learning. It's something that they grew up with, just like they're growing up with iPads or computers or a smartphone. I have a 6-year-old son. For his birthday, he says, "Dad, I want a laptop." I'm like, "What are you going to do with a laptop?" He's a 6-year-old. He says, "My friends play Roblox, and they work better on a computer than an iPad. I don't want an iPad." And it blew my mind. I bought him one, right? I bought him one. He loves it. I said, "If you break it, I'm not getting you another one, and don't bother me if the screen shatters." I bought him a cover. I bought him a case. I showed him how everything works, and he loves it. So for him, a computer at 6 years old is natural transition. The same way Bitcoin will be a natural transition for anybody in their teens right now, right? Everybody has PayPal. Anybody can get a Coinbase account. Anybody can move digital currency, and they're not afraid of understanding money on the internet. Roblox has money in their infrastructure. So you can buy your suits, you can buy extra games, you can buy cool things. It's kind of like cryptocurrency within a game. So they're really adopted to this concept of having money on the internet. And for them, it's nothing new. And it'll keep moving forward. And I believe on the regulation side, government doesn't drive innovation. Technology drives innovation, and laws catch up. Meaning, Facebook itself, if it never existed, we wouldn't have security data online laws. They existed. The impact was created. Then the regulators and the lawyers and the congressmen caught up to create solutions for a problem that never existed before. I believe the same thing will happen with Bitcoin. Regulators right now are, just trying to understand it, to be honest with you. And, Gerard's taught classes for DOD. I've taught, classes for some people in the government. And they truly want to understand it. And I think once they understand it, the regulation will kick in, but I believe it will help the cryptocurrency market and blockchain technology. I don't believe it'll hurt it. Overall, if you look at America's history, we've always grown in innovation and technology, right? China may produce rubber mats, car seats, or whatever, right? Clothes. But America is the innovator. We create Apple. We create operating systems. We create Microsoft. That's what we're good at. And I believe right now, America will take the lead on the adoption, innovation, and creating an infrastructure around blockchain companies and support the cryptocurrency industry. Right now, America is one of the very few countries where owning a cryptocurrency isn't illegal. Second, mining is not illegal. You can mine anywhere in America right now. Most countries you can't. In Iran, it's banned. China just banned it. Saudi Arabia, it's banned. Pakistan, India. India just passed a law where I think the exchanges took the government to the Supreme Court, and I believe the exchanges just opened up again to own cryptocurrency in India. So I believe the United States is far ahead, and they are giving enough freedom for cryptocurrency and blockchain companies to grow and expand. There is a huge risk, but there's a risk in any new innovation or technology, right? You buy Cardano today, a month from now, it can drop 50%, but that's normal, right? You buy things from a macro perspective, right? Hold it for 5 years, you'll never lose money in any coin on the market. Top 10, I mean. I don't mean the shit coins that are, on the bottom of the list. I believe that it will keep growing. The risk is there, but at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity to grow in this business. May it be from a service provider, from a miner perspective, from education, right? Education is huge. Teaching people how to create digital wallets, how to transfer Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. I think the opportunity is there, and I hope sincerely everybody in this room and online can take advantage from it. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
So, Mark Wasser, CTO GBA.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
nice
I know,
meeting you.
Just need to do it. So, I think cryptocurrency is going to have more an effect on the world than the internet, and that's saying a hell of a lot.
Absolutely.
I believe very much in the vision that Charles laid out last night. But one thing that I found extremely jarring is the conflation of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. What Charles was talking about last night, even when he said Bitcoin, was programmable currency or programmable value.
Yeah.
And right now, Bitcoin led the way. It did amazing things. It's, as you say, it's huge market cap. It's a store of value, though. And in a sense, it isn't really a cryptocurrency. And when you look at transaction rates, right now, many cryptocurrencies transmit far more value than Bitcoin. And I think it's very unhelpful for us at times because when we focus on Bitcoin, we miss a lot of the major features that we need to pay attention to on other cryptocurrencies. I mean, we all talk about DeFi, and Bitcoin is almost totally uninvolved with DeFi. I mean, you trade Bitcoin in DeFi, but you don't actually use it. And when you're talking about that, send $50 to a friend, if I'm going to send $50 to a friend, I'm going to use EOS or maybe, Binance Smart Chain, which is Ethereum, and that's solely because I do it at the same time and it's cheaper. So I'm just saying that I think we need to remove this conflation. All your points are great, but for regulators, when they're already being swamped by tons of other stuff, I think we need to maybe even develop other words. You know, crypto stores of value, you know, cryptocurrencies, crypto incentives, for instance, are what Charles was talking about.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. I believe there's going to be layer 2 and layer 3 solutions. Like Solana is a great solution, right? Polygon on Ethereum's layer 2 solution is amazing. They increase the TPS transactions per second tremendously. But you have to understand that there's a lot of companies and cryptocurrencies that are just concepts, right? How many smart contracts has Cardano ran in the past year? Ethereum's ran thousands of them, right? It's been proven. Bitcoin hasn't been hacked in 12 years. Cardano's been around for what, 5 years, right? How many transactions or value has been moved on other projects? May it be, you know, Chainlink, may it be Tezos or XYZ. Bitcoin is the mother because it has proven itself in the past 12 years that you can move large amounts of money all over the world without it crashing. I agree. Absolutely. I believe so. I think there's going to be a lot of layer 2, layer 3 solutions that are going to come up that are going to, like, technically be far superior than Bitcoin.
Hello, I'm Tatiana Revoredo from Oxford Blockchain Foundation.
Hi.
I'd like to hear about what do you think about Bitfine?
Remind me, what do they do?
DeFi on Bitcoin.
Oh, DeFi on Bitcoin. I haven't heard a lot on DeFi on Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin's kind of away from it. I know you can give BlockFi your Bitcoin and they'll pay you interest on holding it, right? But I believe the true innovation on DeFi isn't happening with Bitcoin. I believe it's happening with companies like Chainlink that are running all the DeFi smart contracts. I believe there's better and far more superior solutions in DeFi than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's purpose wasn't DeFi, but there's cryptocurrencies right now that are created with a purpose to work with DeFi. I think Bitcoin's like the layer 1 solution. It's like the foundation. It's I think of it as the old, the phone internet, right? You plug it in, it's slow, it works, you can still check your email, but you can't watch a YouTube video or download it within 30 seconds. But then with companies like Solana and Cardano's and all these new solutions, it's like the Verizon Fios of the crypto, right?
I think maybe I can send you some articles.
Send it over. I'd love to read it. Thank you very much. Oh, you sure? All right. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, thank you.